friends of our channel, be welcome. Try to watch the videos in sequence because the information sometimes is complementary. Answers of an Alien from Andromeda, 23rd video, April 20, 2011. Question: Mithy, a mate asked, is the HARP, that frequency emitter's high-power antennas, responsible by the Japan's earthquake? For all we know, these primary experiments, the bombing of frequency, in a connected network, are an attempt to shake the planet's magnetic field, causing disorientation in satellite transmissions and causing holes in the magnetosphere, to literally burn some target region, using the sun as a weapon. Can be used to generate steam in oceanic areas, to cause precipitation of rainfall in specific regions, for agriculture. This type of apparatus cannot cause earthquakes, neither tectonic movements. Question: do you know something about Patal, civilization from another dimension? They intituled themselves as the founders of this third dimension civilization, just to play with? Patal, not that friend of yours? Well, like race or organization has never heard of. As I said, there are no races from other dimensions interacting here. Who says that? Should literally dreaming about that possibility. I do not understand how you humans enlist both these theories of other dimensions interacting with you. Does not exist these founders of the third dimension who have created us to play us. There are techniques of invisibility which can be confused with something from another dimension. Just as there are generators of fields of invisibility to the spacecraft, there are also costumes that make the same effect. Cause a field of approximately 5-inch, fully involving those who are wearing. We also have the suits, but only used when necessary to study very primitive beings, dangerous animals, or simply for observation. We can visit all your bases, cities and environments, but we continue on this dimension, we only use the science to it. Imagine, if we often back on the costume field, in a place where observers can see us, they think they are seeing some kind of ghost, from another dimension, maybe. There are also techniques so sophisticated on holographic projection, to your standards, that you would imagine to be talking directly to that person, present in transmission. The energy is so dense, that you can literally feel the touch of the image in you. So, in parallel universes may have different dimensions to our reality, but do not interact with us. I'm in the same dimension as you, only that at least 5,000 years ahead, and I can say we know, for sure. If this is some kind of religion or belief, I will respect and not argue about it. It's not a religion for sure. Question: do you know if some spacecrafts, aliens from Sirius B, or someone else, are involved in the chemtrails activity? No, we have observed only your own aircraft, making the spray atmosphere. The reptilian race, that lives in colonies on Sirius, is not the same as living with your governments. It is a quiet breed. Those who are here, they come from a planet orbiting a sun, in the region that you call as Scutum Centaurus, even here in the Milky Way. Civilizations from Sirius has nothing to do with it. Question: Mithy, some mate is asking about an organization called Galactic Federation of Light. They are announcing their arrival coming very shortly, in 2011, to get humanity off Earth to save us. Do you know something about? See, I do not know this organization with this name. But for that information given, do not believe in its existence, or the real intent. No civilization linked to the Community Galactica has the potential to interfere in that process with promises of salvation to Earthlings. There are no guidelines for this, or colonies for replacement because, as I said and I repeat, depends on the individual level of frequency, this redistribution of beings by the galaxy. Halting this process would hinder rather than help. Perhaps it will be difficult on the current stage of development of Earthlings to understand that. It could be a palliative that would delay the development of Earthlings as a race, at least 100 years. So, be sure that this organization is not properly informing the possibilities, or you do not understand something right. If you have any further relevant information, such as type of ship, where they say go, tell me, so I make sure someone is abusing the good faith here. Question: a mate is asking about the Yellowstone volcano. Do you have some provision about an imminent eruption? As I said, I cannot be apocalyptic. In general, I can say it's only a matter of time before the Yellowstone explode. He'll explode. If volcanic activity continues to increase in the Pacific, it will not take long. When the activity starts on the west coast, there will be some time to evacuate the area near Yellowstone. If new information becomes available, I tell you. Question: Mithy, and on Europe and Africa? Is there anything planned for these regions too? In Europe and Iceland, events will depend on the activity of the Central Atlantic Rift, and the North American Plate, which is expected to move west, is greatly increasing the activity, and consequently the Africa launch a series of tectonic movements, causing many tears or cracks in the continental plate, that is predicted movement to the south. In Europe and Iceland, all volcanoes will show activity, with emphasis on the volcano in the Canary Islands, which have not yet awakened. Everything indicates that the tectonic setting process will begin in the Pacific Ring of Fire, that is the most neuralgic area of the planet, to have received the greatest impact in the old days, and from there, all the plates will begin to adjust. Question: a mate asked, could you explain in more detail about the Earth, solar system, colonization and why the Mayans and Itching predict 2012? Okay, in our early records, the Earth had another name, was known as Tiamat. The orbits were different. Mars was closer to the Sun, almost at the current orbits of Tiamat, and that was furthest in a colder region, with orbits closer to Jupiter. When the first colonies were placed on Mars, the planet had a very comfortable environment for humanoids. At time, we're talking about almost 2 billion years ago. The techniques to generate atmosphere and acclimation of planets had not yet been implemented. At that time, all the orbits of the planets in your solar system had been very disturbed by a cataclysm, nothing related to Nibiru, a large wandering planet, with many moons, strayed from its orbit, in solar system Sirius, by another accident, went through within your solar system. This event opened more the orbits of Mars, and the Tiamat placed closer to the Sun, after being hit by one of its moons, which actually ended up creating your large moon. The material for your moon came out most of the area where the Pacific Ocean is now, permanently deforming the region. As the material for the formation of the moon came out of Tiamat, if analyzed, will reveal almost the same age of formation. Sometime from this cosmic accident, the Tiamat began to show better conditions of colonization than Mars, and have added very good material, because the moon crashed into her, had a great mineral richness. Tiamat stayed by at least 1,000 years, with the mineral dust settling, until its surface could be seen again. Let us say that Tiamat, only one, in many aspects, in that cosmic event. The Mayans took into account, by the information received, the great cycle of approximately 200 million years, that your little solar system, plus Sirius system, orbiting Alcyone, that is, the complete constellation of the Pleiades, lead to a translation to the center of the Milky Way, which is completed on December 21, 2012. Because this galactic orbit is tilted a few degrees to the plane of the galaxy center, coincidentally, these systems will be reversing the magnetic fields in the passage of the hemisphere. Based on this, a new era, a new translation around the center of the galaxy begins. Wait for our next video. Thanks for watching. Join our channel. You are welcome there.